School for the season opener in volleyball on CCX Sports. It's an all Robbinsdale District matchup tonight. It's the Armstrong Falcons making the short trip over here to take on the Cooper Hawks. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Andy Gugesberg, and welcome to Volleyball for 2019. And new head coaches for both of these schools, Andy. For Armstrong, it's a couple co-coaches that were assistants last year, and a brand new head coach as Tiara Russell takes over at Cooper.
Yeah, Tiara Russell really getting us going. As we chatted with her beforehand, you can tell she's got a passion for the game and for these kids, really excited to let them just kind of unlock the door themselves and kind of see where they want to go. The work ethic is there, the desire to get better is there, the passion for the game is there. I think the Hawks could be in for some fun times today.
Yeah, we remember her from her playing days at Osseo High School, went on to play at the University of North Dakota. And for Armstrong, one of their co-coaches, Christine Denson, is not here tonight. She's away at a funeral, but Mike Vogel is the other co-coach. His daughter Sophie's a good player for the team, and they're looking for good things from their program after finishing very strong at the end of last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Last year, a great finish for Armstrong as they made it to the section final. All 6 of their main starters back this year. So while they do have new coaches running the program, the girls very familiar with each other on the floor, and look for them to just take off from where they ended last year.
Certainly going to be some opening night jitters for both of these teams, but the rivalry part of it, I think, makes it a little bit of an interesting night. Obviously, Armstrong has dominated the rivalry, but it's nonetheless a rivalry.
Yeah, rivalries always are a little tricky, no matter who you're talking about. It doesn't really matter which team's better on paper. There's passion, there's always some rowdy crowds involved. Look for the hometown Hawks to really take advantage of that and see if they can get their fans involved early and get Armstrong, who should run away with this match, maybe a little uncomfortable, maybe a little nervous, and all it takes is 1 or 2 chinks in the armor, and suddenly we've got ourselves a match.
All right, should be a good one here tonight, and we should have a great season. Some good teams in the Northwest Metro again this year, and we'll enjoy it on CCX Sports tonight. It is Armstrong and Cooper, and we'll get set for action just after this.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Cooper High School as the lineup's being introduced to the crowd here, and obviously most of these girls know each other on the other side of the net here tonight, and always makes it a little bit interesting and a little bit special way to start the season when you've got your inter-district rival coming over to take on the Hawks here tonight. And Armstrong swept Cooper to begin last season as well, and went on to have an 18-win season, including that nice run, as we said, in the Section 6 3A tournament. Cooper winning 6 matches 1 season ago. Starters for Armstrong here this evening, again, as Andy said, really most of them played very regularly last year. Sophia Deschler, Kaya Durant, Riley Fry is their setter. Sophie Vogel, one of the captains and a senior for the Falcons, along with Libby Madela and Rachel Eukstead. And for the Cooper Hawks, their starting unit got a little bit of a mixture of young and old in their lineup. McKenna Tice, Faith King, their setter is Savannah Ballard, who's just a freshman. Morgan Eukstead is a freshman libero. Jessica Schneider, Micaiah Bernal, and Autumn Olson for Cooper as they come in. You know, and I think that, like we said, Andy, some nerves for both teams, but I kind of feel like Cooper really has nothing to lose. They're not really expected to win in this matchup, and historically. And, you know, like you said, if they could come out and maybe maybe take a set or at least, kind of get Armstrong nervous. It might not be a bad time to catch Armstrong, too, before they've gelled.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point here. I'll tell you what, I was watching, is it Savannah Ballard? Yeah, the freshman setter, winging the ball around during pregame warm-up, setting hitting lines. Ball comes out of her hands really smooth. Morgan Ukestead also delivering a really nice ball up to her. Those two freshmen mean that Cooper's going to be good and getting better for the next 4 years here. Really interesting side note between the Ukesteads. Now, one of them's a freshman at Cooper. Another one a senior at Armstrong. Be very interesting to see the interaction between those two throughout the match. First time big sister takes a swing, see if her sister can dig her, those sorts of things. Always interesting. We know these kids are neighbors, but this is a rare opportunity where we got them in the same house.
Yep, there is Morgan Ukestead on the right and Rachel Ukestead on the left there for Armstrong. And here we go. Falcons serving to start it out. Ukestead gets that pass away to Ballard and then sent over, and Armstrong will try to get into their offense. Fry giving it up and hammered home there by Sophie Vogel.
Yeah, that connection's been going for a couple years now. Vogel played middle most of her club season, but did play outside hitter last year for Armstrong. Back in a comfortable position again for her.
Deschler serving, good pass here, and Ballard goes right with it. Tipped over the block by Faith King, but Armstrong able to recover, and back-to-back kills here, so a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, another big swing out there by Vogel. Good pickup on the tip from Armstrong there. Deschler really doing a nice job from the service line. Also picked up that tip, I believe.
Down the line and missed, so Cooper on the board now after that service error, and the Hawks try and battle their way through this first set as Maggie Cole comes in now. Savannah Ballard to serve it. And that pass too wide for Fry to get to, and we're evened up at 2.
A little bit of a communication error on the serve-receive ball, leading to what will be statted as an ace. We've got a timeout on the floor as they're getting things situated with the substitution pattern. I had our down ref come up to me and ask me if this was a warm-up game for us. I said, no, this is the real deal. We're really excited to do this cross-town rivalry. But as it is the first game of the season, we are going to get some kinks worked out, get that taken care of from the scorer's table right now.
Faith King serving here. And that one just long as Armstrong able to communicate to let it go. And Kaya Durant will serve, a talented junior middle for Armstrong. Ballard has to run a long way to get it, and Morgan Ukestead sending it over. Fry will come outside to Vogel. Ukestead able to dig it up. And wiped out the block there as Cole will score the point for Cooper.
Really nice swing there by Cole, getting up early and getting her hand through the ball well off the edge of the block there. It's a well-formed block from Fry and Vogel. Late libero change there.
And Armstrong getting all caught up. That ball apparently was good. Thought it might have been wide of the antenna there, but... And then Armstrong, a lack of communication, and Cooper will score the point.
This may be that opening that Cooper needs here. Catching them uncomfortable. They're still looking around at each other, trying to figure out who's going to take what ball.
Ukestead serving here for Cooper. Here's Rachel Ukestead missing just long for Armstrong, and the Hawks go up by 2. Floater serve there by Morgan Ukestead. Fry ranging over to get it, but they can't get the pass up, and Armstrong struggling at the moment as Cooper's rattled off 4 in a row.
A little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of lane mismanagement.
Good tough serve there. Ooh, the Falcons scramble and get it over, and then it'll go wide from McKenna Tice. Good recovery by Armstrong. I mean, they were just fighting that one off.
Not pretty, but it scores just the same.
Fry serving here for the Falcons. A bullet, but handled pretty well by Faith King. Strong block put up there. Fry giving it to Madela, and she gets it done as King was a little unsure of how to handle that ball. Got up on her.
Take a look at Madela taking this swing here. Bump set coming outside, and she goes high into the deep six, right in that weird spot where do I take it with my platform or hand? She doesn't quite make up their mind in time.
And Vogel able to time that one and put it away on the overpass. Didn't really get all of that one, but got enough to put it in the right spot.
Finding ways to find the wood is really all we're looking for on that ball.
Fry, another tough serve, and King can't get the pass up. Ace serve there, 7-6 lead for Armstrong.
Fry able to produce a highlight reel from the service line. She really unloads on that thing every time.
Just too long. And look at Cooper actually tried to play it but missed, and it was a touch long. I'll still take that serve though. That one made them think about it and really put some pressure on them.
Yeah, you're gonna get a couple aces. You're gonna make a couple errors. End of the day, you're just trying to figure out what your serve is going to be for the season.
Sydney Skoglund serving for Cooper, and an error there gives Armstrong the lead back. And Vogel heading to the service line. She's headed to the College of Charleston, South Carolina.
They're going to play both inside and outside there.
And a little change of pace there by Cole, and Armstrong, it looked like the block kind of bailed on that one and nobody was there.
Yeah, Cole a little early on this ball. She's on her way down, kind of mishits it, but Fry and Vogel both open up thinking the other one might make a play on it. That's a great spot for that ball.
Jessica Schneider serving here for the Hawks, 8-8 here in this first set. And pass was a difficult one, and Fry reaching over.
Back row violation there as that ball was going over regardless. Fry tried to bring it back, didn't quite have it.
Oh, and they're off. Not on the same page there as Fry trying to set it for Madela. Had overrun that one, or they just weren't on the same wavelength.
That's exactly what Coach Mike Vogel was talking to us about beforehand, talking they haven't spent enough time working hitters and setters.
Tip there, great effort by Cooper, and they're able to ultimately get it over. Madela sprays that one way too long, and Cooper getting some confidence in this one. Boy, you love the effort here.
Yeah, great tip, good layout from both the DS and the outside hitter. And we're gonna get our first time out of the match. Cooper up early here, 11-8. Mike Vogel's squad kind of trying to figure out what their identity is gonna be. A lot of untimely errors. We've had a few hitting errors in a row from the right side, which is uncommon. Look for them off this timeout to just stay calm, get a pass up and off the net. Fry's been running around a lot, hasn't really been able to get her feet set and run the offense. She gets an opportunity to set this offense. There's hitters that can put the ball away. Hats off to Cooper right now as they're playing relentless defense. We've seen great defensive effort on 2 or 3 different points, and they've come out on the right side of all 3 of them. It's real easy to preach, you gotta work hard all the time. It's a lot tougher to see it done, and it's really amazing from a coaching staff perspective if when they do that work, they get rewarded with the point. They get rewarded with the opportunity to go again.
So Mike Vogel there, and again, Christine Denson, his co-head coach, is not here tonight, away at a funeral. And there you see Coach Russell crouching down, and she said she was pretty excited with what she saw, as far as work ethic and some of the girls, and said, we feel confident that if we push them, they'll be receptive to that. And Durant hitting the tape on that one, and Cooper is up by 4. And this is kind of the scenario that we talked about in the pregame. You can almost see Armstrong kind of getting a little tight right now, and Cooper has gained a lot of confidence.
Cooper feeling comfortable just getting the ball over and letting Armstrong kind of freak out a little bit. Those last 3 errors have been unforced. Now an overpass.
Ballard sending it across, and that one is too long. No tip there as Faith King just missed the back line with that one, and Armstrong will get the serve back. Rachel Ukestead to serve here for Armstrong. Off the block, and Fry can't quite get there.
It's a first game of the season mistake. That's something that they'll figure out in the practice gym as to what priority who has off the block. Point to Cooper, though, as they're running away here, 13-9.
McKenna Tice with the serve, and that one is just too strong. The point for the Falcons. Morgan Ukestead back in. Madela to serve here for Armstrong. They'll come to Fry as a hitter here and missed it. Tried to go deep corner.
I think they're going to run a situational 6-2 as Fry back in the setting position now after taking one swing there.
Ballard to serve here for Cooper. Durant trying to put that one away, but Ballard read it and dug it. Fry will come to Vogel off the tape, but Ballard able to keep that ball up. Oh, Faith King
wanted it.
Yeah, those were the kind of you go, did that really just happen? Okay, I'm all right. Deschler the serve and miss. Boy, Armstrong is error prone to say the least here in this first set.
Tough start for them as they've had, I believe, 4 missed serves and about 5 attacking errors. Not exactly the clean start that Coach Vogel was looking for.
King will serve here for the Hawks as they try and take that next step and not just, put a little scare, but actually try and win this first set. Here's Duran hammering it home, and that was one of the cleanest attacks that Armstrong's been able to put up here tonight.
Durant in the air with the set. Really nice job getting through that ball.
Durant to serve, her team down by 3. Madela digging it up, and then Vogel into the tape. So Cooper again will keep Armstrong from really getting a lot of momentum going, and back up by 4.
Kayla Daisy into the game here. Their first trip to the bench this young season.
Morgan Ukestead serving here for Cooper, and that one is too strong.
Some first match jitters for sure on both sides.
Fry to serve, her team again trailing by 3, and she had a good service run last time. And net violation against Cooper will bring Armstrong to within 2. Fry another bullet. She'll come to Vogel, and she puts it away in the middle, and Armstrong, one of the first times where they've really kind of gotten a little bit of a routine and momentum going.
Yeah, it's a nice jump set there from Fry to Vogel. Vogel with her hand back, throws it forward. Some of the Cooper players looking for a lift call, but not going to happen at this point in the season.
And that'll be an ace as Cole, again, a little indecisive. That ball may very well have been headed out when it's, shoulder high at that depth. Probably was going to be long.
Yep.
And we'll get a net violation here against Cooper, so it's their turn to have a few mistakes, and Armstrong surging into the lead.
Cooper looking for a calm response here.
And that one, he got up on Morgan Euksted's shoulder, and that's normally one of her strengths, but it kind of shows you what kind of server Fry is.
That ball is on her in a hurry. It's tough to make a decision there.
Ooh, that was close, but just missed the line. And I got to believe Cooper is relieved to see Fry's serving run over. I mean, those are some tough ones.
Yeah. Both of her serving rotations have ended with her missing her own serve. Has yet to be cited out by Cooper.
Adam Olsen the serve, but gives it back to the Falcons with that serving error. And they will go up by 2. Vogel to serve now for Armstrong. Tip there, but Ketchler was there. Big swing and unable to control that pass with Skoglund.
Madeline really got through that ball well into the cross court. Let's take another look here. Great pickup. Fry sets her feet, jump sets behind Madela into the cross court, and that ball again on the defender quickly.
Ballard to the outside. Eukstead has to bump it over. Now Rachel Eukstead and Morgan trying to swat that one over, but can't quite do it. And Armstrong trying to forget about their slow start now as they have built a 4-point lead. That's the thing, you have to have a short memory in this sport, right? I mean, whether it was a great play you just had or a terrible play, you got to go on to that next point.
What you did last point doesn't affect what happens next point. And we've seen that back and forth from both of these teams here in set 1.
Serving error by Vogel will give Cooper the point, and Jessica Schneider to serve here for the Hawks. They have stayed right with Armstrong and actually had the lead for a fair amount of this first set, but trailing it now by 3. Free ball chance here, Fry, and that was a tough one to handle. Tied up on the net. Oh, wait. Cooper with a net violation. Boy, Armstrong got bailed out there, right?
Certainly did. Cooper very excited. Ball might have gotten into the plane. She went up to go get it, but Fry able to pull it out before Cooper got there. Net violation, the call there.
Rachel Eukstead the serve. Ballard coming middle with it, but sprayed too long by Tice. And the Falcons' lead is 5.
Tice with a nice looking swing there, just got a little underneath the ball, not able to finish her swing.
And Durant's eyes lit up on that one as Skoglund, an overpass there, did a pretty good job of getting to that ball, but then just got a little more than she wanted to on it, and instead of getting it to Ballard, she teed it up for Durant. Set point chance here. Morgan Eukstead, a great effort. Deschler and Eukstead look at each other as that ball drops between them.
Some great defense there in that rally from both sides. Tough to see that one end that way.
Tice with the serve here for Cooper. And Rachel Eukstead unable to get underneath that one and pass it. So Cooper not done yet. They're within 4. Sending that one over. Nice play by Vogel to get to it. Off the block, Armstrong trying to get the winning point here. Madela has that one dug up. Ballard sends it over. Schneider does a nice job getting that ball. Great rally here, and we get a net violation against Armstrong. So Cooper, another point, they're within 3.
Another one of those big, long rallies with great defensive effort that Cooper comes out winning.
Madeline will roll it over here. Ballard has to come a long way to get it. And that one off the tape, not over as Deschler a miss hit, 24-22. Armstrong had the slow start, but then it looked like they were pulling away and about to win this first set, and Cooper said, well, not so fast, we're still here. Here's Durant, though, finishing it in style as she smokes it home. And Armstrong will ultimately win that first set, 25-22, courtesy of this big-time kill for Durant.
Yeah, when Armstrong's in rhythm and in system, they're definitely the better team. We saw for most of the set, though, that Cooper's able to make them uncomfortable and really play their style of ball, and Armstrong isn't used to play that much those longer rallies.
So a 3-point win for the Falcons. We'll come back with set 2 here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Opiates has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything.
I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor.
If making my detox public is gonna help somebody, I'm all for it. I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Battle for Robbinsdale District bragging rights here in volleyball. Armstrong winning the first set 25-22, but I think a lot of confidence gained by Cooper. They didn't end up pulling it out, but they played pretty well in that one, and they forced Armstrong to really work for it.
Absolutely true. I think this, and we maybe touched on it a little in the pregame, or maybe it was off camera, but we talked about that Cooper doesn't need to win this match. This is a great time for a rivalry match, first match of the season. Kind of test your mettle. If they can hang with an Armstrong team that made it to the 3A section final last year, they're in a great spot to kind of do some damage, not only within their own conference, but definitely when it comes to section time moving forward.
Now, if you're Armstrong, from their perspective, they're probably hoping and thinking, okay, we got the opening night jitters out of the way, and now we're just going to steamroll. That's kind of what they're plan of attack is going forward here.
Absolutely. Thinking that, okay, that wasn't our first set. That isn't what we do. We're going to be okay. Everything's fine. Relax, yada, yada, yada. But here's what I've noticed happens. They'll start that way. That's fine. But if they give up another 3 or 4 point run, now there's going to be real doubt creeping in. This is a Armstrong team that should be marginally better than Cooper and needed every bit of athleticism they had to win that first set.
And a few of the points, too, I noticed that, you'd rather err on the side of 2 people going for it than 0. They were backing away a few times. It kind of showed that they were, maybe just a little bit nervous or just a little hesitant.
Yeah, trying to figure out roles and responsibilities.
Yep.
Definitely causes some problems here at the first match of the season.
Deschler will serve here for the Falcons as they take the early 1-0 lead here in the second set. Oops, Ballard did not connect that one. It looked like she kind of almost changed her mind at the last second and didn't get much of that one. And she even said to Berna, my fault there. Comes right back to Berna. Now Fry coming outside to Vogel, but too strong with that one.
Great location on that jump set to Vogel. Vogel maybe too excited, maybe a little nervous, swings it long.
And a lot of times I feel like that's when you can see nerves showing up, is when you're, whether it be serving or hitting, when you're going way too strong with it. Durant has that one denied. And Cooper loved that one. They saw Durant have a couple powerful attacks in that first set, including the winning point, but this time it comes back at her.
Great eyes, good blocking vision, especially, is that King up there, number 6? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And also Berna, too.
Yeah, Berna had a really nice touch on that as well.
Fry trying to dump it over, but misfired with that one. So King to serve here for Cooper, and her team ahead 3-2 early in this second set. Again, season opener for both of these teams. And Fry unable to get turned around for that one. The first pass was not particularly good, and it went downhill from there.
4 attacking errors in a row here for Armstrong. 2 from the setter and 1 from each of the hitters in the front row with her.
King, a strong serve there. Adela just fought it off, and they will get it over. And nice job there as Cole got rid of that one in a hurry before the block could really get up. So a 5-2 Cooper lead, much like in set 1. They had, I don't want to say complete control, but definitely had the lead for a chunk of it, and then they misfire with that serve. Durant will serve. It looks like she's a junior, but intending to play for Minnesota State Mankato.
Excellent.
Collegiately. And that one denied by Vogel as she is able to get the best of Berna there.
Good block from the Armstrong team there, yes.
And a misfire by Cole. So Armstrong chipping away to tie things up here. And Durant will deliver an ace.
Really nice serve from her again. It's got a little bit of spin to it. I think she's trying to float that thing, but even when she mishits it like that one, it's still got enough pace to do some serious damage.
Cross-court attack by Cole, and one of Cooper's best swings of the night right there, and they needed that one at that time, and it ties us up.
Yeah, really nice swing here. Great location to the outside. Vogel kind of tries to take away the middle of the court. Cole sees that and drops the thumb, hitting that cross court. Really good location, really good vision from her.
Morgan Eukstead serving. Come outside to Vogel with that one, and just long.
Vogel getting a little frustrated. You can see it on her face. Needs a good in-system, in-rhythm swing here to get out of this rotation.
Fry will come back for Vogel. Had to swat at that one and had it blocked. Morgan Udstead, and that one hit. It's unfortunate. There's a cord hanging down. It's not really the ceiling that it hit, but
the single cord, whether that's to plug in a speaker or whatever up there, but it's down enough today to cause a point.
Nice pass there to the setter Ballard, and then sent too long, however, by Cole.
I'm beyond impressed with this freshman setter's location. She really delivers a nice ball.
And she doesn't try to overdo it either. She
Right.
puts the ball where it needs to go without, necessarily a lot of flash and dash, but Fry for Vogel. There's Morgan Ukstead to dig it up. Fry coming outside from Mattala, and Ballard with the dig. Fry pushing it back across to Mattala, and again there's Ballard. Nice rally here. Durant sending it over, and that one was not what she had in mind really with that ball, but Cooper got a little bit out of position and scores the point ultimately for the Falcons.
Yeah, out of system ball, dumped across, and some lack of communication from the Hawks there leading to the point for Armstrong.
Yeah, you see that ball when you're in front row like that, and you think you can get it, and then you realize, oh, that's a little bit over me. And Mattala cross court with that one. Great hustle to run it down, and they get it over. As first King and then Ukstead. Good play, but then Vogel pounding that one home.
Nice swing from Vogel. Great location on the set. I think she beat the block. Block didn't quite have their hands up. Looks like it might have got her on the top of the head. But she's walking around. She's all right.
Here's Fry, who really gave Cooper trouble with her serve in that first set, and does so again. And Coach Russell's going to take a timeout here for Cooper as her team now down by 4 points.
Her first time out of the match, I thought maybe during one of Fry's runs in set one she was going to call one, but wanted to see how her young team would respond. Early season, I'm okay with the decision. Now she's going to call a timeout, definitely talk about who's going to take care of what seams, maybe hope to slow down Fry and get her out of rhythm. It's amazing to me how often you can take a tough server, call a timeout, and she's going to come back afraid to miss off a timeout and give you something easy, and you can get the side out the old-fashioned way. Many coaches will have a variety of discussions and opinions on it. I tend to be of the opinion that if you have a serve, you go hit your serve no matter what the score is, no matter what happened the point before. There used to be this thing about the 10 commandments of when you can't miss a serve, and after you get done listening to that, you're like, well, is it ever okay to miss a serve? I mean, depending on who you talk to, a lot of coaches will tell you, no, it's never okay to miss a serve. Well, if you have a serve like Fry, if you have a serve like some of these Armstrong kids, you're going to miss some. You're going to go back there, you're going to put a lot of heat on the ball, you're going to put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and you're going to miss every once in a while. We'll see how the junior setter does here off the timeout. Look for her to go back and rip one.
Here comes Fry again. And I'll be darned if she didn't miss the serve.
Went soft and missed it wide. That's uncharacteristic.
So the lead is trimmed to 3 now as Cooper, the timeout, you'd have to say, was effective.
Absolutely. Got her off the service line, missed serve.
Olsen serving now for Cooper. And that one is too long. And that's one thing that they, if they're going to have a chance to, pull out a win in one of these sets, is you got to eliminate those kind of errors.
Yeah, that was I don't want to say it was a lazy miss serve, but it just didn't look like it had a focus from behind the service line.
And that one is just long from Vogel. I always feel like, like you say, you don't really want to miss ever, but you at least have to put it close enough that the defense has to make a decision.
Yep, there has to be, you got to put a thought in their head. That's why my old coach in college said, if you're going to miss, you got to miss deep. If you miss in the net, they don't even have to think about it.
Fry coming to Rachel Eukstead cross court and missed it. It'll be a point for Cooper.
Eukstead thought she had hands there. Must have been the top of the net and not the block. Oh, great call there. That was off the tape and no block at all.
But then Cooper, another missed serve. So Armstrong will get it back here, and Daisy will serve here for the Falcons. She played a little bit in that opening set. Her team up by 3. Ballard, a long run to get there. They come to Madla, and that one off the block and skips back past the back row defenders here. So a 4-point lead for Armstrong. Again, they won the first set, but it wasn't easy. They ended up winning by 3. Overpass there, and Madla does a nice job of being patient enough to let that ball get to her and puts it away for a 5-point lead.
Yeah, Madla back-to-back points there on kills. Really just consistent right now is what we're seeing from the front row of Armstrong, which was lacking in set 1.
Pushed over, but Fry getting there. Deep corner, that ball was good. Had a seeing eye shot there from Deschler as snuck it back in deep as the back row had crept up a little bit.
We call that the jumbo in the sand when that looping shot into the deep corner, great spot.
Sent hard and low there, but missed the line, and now Armstrong is up by a touchdown here at 17-10. Cooper kind of struggling to find their rhythm now. Morgan Eukstead, too long with that one.
Back-to-back sets to the back row, both attacking errors, but it's part of the system. We saw them working on it during their hitting lines earlier in the day.
Durant with a block there for Armstrong, and Cooper scrambling. That ball's going to be too long. Vogel does a nice job of recognizing it and letting it go, and another timeout by Tiara Russell on the Cooper bench as their team now falling behind by 9. And sometimes, you're seeing for Armstrong now too, it's just a matter of making the other team, letting them make the mistake and just being consistent, getting the ball over it. I think sometimes you get caught up in that every hit's got to be perfect and you want it to be 100 miles an hour, you want it to be on the line or whatever, and sometimes you have to just play consistent and then work from there.
Yeah, when you talk to really high-end coaches, I know in conversations I've had with Minnesota's head coach, he talks about the most important aspect to the Gopher volleyball success, besides having Sam Swenson set for the last 4 years, is their ability to manage errors. They try and not give the ball away ever, and that's at the highest levels. So one would think at the high school level, that's got to be a really important thing, but it's so exciting. It's such an opportunity when you get that good set and you think you can go up and really go make a statement swing for your team. So you want to go for it. I get it. I'm never going to besmirch a kid for taking her swing, but just like we're talking about here, Armstrong has changed their mentality a little bit. Hey, we're just going to keep this thing in play and see what happens.
Daisy's done a nice job at the service line here for Armstrong. That was one of the things Coach Vogel talked to us about too, is developing a bench. That hit is a little too long from Durant. He said, we kind of are, relatively set on our basic group of players, but we've got some openings for a couple others that might be able to come in and help us with a specific skill, and we want to see how they look tonight too.
Yeah, you've got a main 6, and 3 of them are seniors. You're going to want to put some time into making sure that bench can come alive for you.
Well, Cooper helped Armstrong out there. That was going to be a tough ball to do anything with, but a net violation scores the point for Armstrong. So Madela and her team up by 9. Nice strong swing there by Faith King.
King, really nice swing there through the block. Vogel a little late on her reaction, didn't make a move for it.
Savannah Ballard serving for Cooper with her team down by 8. Vogel from the back row got a lot on that one, and it'll score a point. Kill for Vogel. Here's Deschler. And that one into the tape from Autumn Olson. And Cooper, you can kind of sense right now they're, just struggling, and you don't see quite the energy and the smiles around as it's just starting to kind of get away from them.
Yeah, that set 1 seems like a distant memory right now.
Net violation. Unfortunately, Berna went up for that one and ended up putting it down, but was into the net pretty heavily there, so Armstrong point. Berna another swing, dug up by Madela. And now Daisy will send it over. Off the block and out, point for Cooper.
Like the idea there. Berna, after the error, kind of looked a little down, and they go right back to her out of serve receive, get that middle involved again, really making sure that the Armstrong block is paying attention.
Faith King serving, and that ball's good for an ace. Sending it deep to the corner, and Armstrong gambling that it was going to be out. They don't win that gamble. But then the next one into the net. So a 24-14 lead, set point here. Durant ended the first set with a powerful kill. She'd love to end the second with an ace here as she steps to the line.
She's got the arm to do it.
And just missed. She was hopeful that she was going to get that one, but wasn't quite the case. Maya Erickson Thrall coming in for Armstrong here as it'll be Morgan Eukstead to serve for Cooper. Fry giving it middle to Rachel Eukstead. Cooper getting it over, but then that pass too hard to run down, and Armstrong will win the second set 25-15. As that one not quite as competitive as Cooper had some errors along the way, but Armstrong, I think, starting to play more of their style of ball there too.
Absolutely true. Armstrong playing a lot cleaner in set 2, doing some really nice things there, making Cooper uncomfortable, and Cooper not responding the way they did in set 1. Set 2 going all Armstrong's way.
So the Falcons will aim for the sweep. Cooper looking to bounce back. Our third set is on the way next year. It's the season opener of volleyball on CCX Sports.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
score going to the playoffs.
I can't believe I missed that.
Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What?
I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back here to Cooper High School. Along with Andy Gugasberg, I'm Jay Wilcox. High school volleyball and all Robbinsdale District matchup. Armstrong leading Cooper 2 sets to none after winning 25-22 and then 25-15. Both of the conferences that these schools are part of will undergo some slight changes here in this 2019-2020 school year, as you see in the Northwest Suburban, which Armstrong is a part of. Got the Rogers Royals moving on in, and Irondale is out now, so a little bit of a change there, and we'll see how that develops in various sports. Irondale, I know, in quite a few of the sports was struggling to be super competitive. And then Cooper is in the Metro West Conference. And just the one change here is Richfield moving out of this conference, so it becomes now a 7-team league where it had been 8, and that taking effect. So I see Cooper is still playing Richfield at least this season. So some of those things you can still, if it's the team or program that you like, you can still schedule them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know in the Northwest Suburban, they only mandate your half of the conference. So all those other things where you saw on different sides of the conference, a lot of those are now considered non-conference official matchups, which is a little confusing to those of us that have been paying attention to the Northwest for a long time. I love the fact that Cooper kept them on their schedule. They've had some really nice matches in volleyball and in some other sports going back a few years. So excited to see those guys still competing.
Armstrong's next match will be on the road against Centennial on Tuesday night, and Cooper has a match Tuesday on the road as well over at Minneapolis Roosevelt. And here we go in our third set. And a swing and a miss there. And you touched on one thing that has been a pet peeve of mine a little bit, and I don't know. Having matches against conference teams that are non-conference matches, confusing is to say the least. John Jacobson and I have talked about this a lot of times. I mean, we follow it on a day-to-day basis, and we don't know sometimes, when it varies from sport to sport and everything. I just don't like that. I'd rather you're either in a conference or you're not.
Right, and it was bad enough when it was just like tournament matches didn't count as conference matches. But
yeah,
now
that part
these are 3 out of 5 matches played at somebody's home arena, and now it's the same thing. Now that one doesn't count towards our conference title.
And how is the general public ever going to keep track? Or supposed to know? And I know coaches would probably say, "We don't care. That's not what we're aiming for." But
right.
In reality, if it's confusing, it's not good.
Correct. Good athletic discipline there, keeping yourself out of the net. Oh,
Vogel pounding that one away, and we're seeing obviously that she's got a lot of talent, and I think was a little overeager, as were a few of the Falcons tonight. You want to make that spectacular shot, and occasionally was missing, but now she's kind of found her groove a little bit.
Yeah, as a senior, you kind of get a little bit of early in the season, rivalry matches, and postseason. You're going to catch seniors getting way too excited and way too amped up in all 3 of those situations.
Faith King serving here for Cooper. Ooh, and that's a nice serve, but Madela gets away a pretty good pass. And then this ball, long run and an effort there for Autumn Olsen, but couldn't keep it alive as that ball was nearly into the score table there.
Good hustle. Thought she was out of room a little bit before she was.
5-1 lead. Durant with a bullet. And Ballard does a nice job keeping that ball up. Fry coming to Vogel on the slide, and boy, I thought that ball was good. Certainly looked in, but they say no.
Luckily, we've got a replay here. Slide swing, not touched. Tough to tell.
Close.
Tough to tell.
It may have been out. It's funny how where you are in the gym really matters. And it looked like the line judge wasn't quite sure. She kind of looked at the up referee and thought, like I wouldn't be horrified if you overrule me here. But
Right. Yeah, she definitely had it out. Ooh, that's great stop camera right there. I still can't tell if, it's one of those things where if the ball stays round, it's definitely out, but it might have mushed into in.
Fry dumping that one over, and then the other part of that was that Cooper nearly touched it as well.
I think that was the part that the line judge in this corner was really like, hey, I got no angle on that. Because it would have been away from her. The middle back might have touched it on the way out. No way she had that line.
7-1 Armstrong lead, and again, Fry has been a nemesis for Cooper at the service line. She'll come back to Rachel Eukstead. Cooper able to fight it off and get it over as McKenna Tice able to find a good spot to push that ball over.
Not the cleanest looking attack here, but not illegal. It's a really nice push. Comes off a little messy, but I don't think we're going to call that at this point. We've got a scoring issue here. I think the score should be 3-7. That point that we had discrepancy about, there was a problem with, and now we're still back in.
Fry, now Vogel sending it over. And Vogel getting a block there for Armstrong. And I think Cooper bench still feels the score isn't correct, and they want their captain to maybe ask, and now they are coming over to check.
Yeah, the number of servers that Cooper has had, the score should be, okay. I sit corrected.
They give them the third point that they should have had, but then Armstrong now with 8, I guess. Ooh, cross court, but just missed. Boy, tremendous slice on that ball from Cole.
Really good look, really good idea.
And Cooper is still not convinced that the score is right. They're checking. Again, asking for the score check.
First match set up here. The book has 3-9, and that's one of those situations where at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we have on our monitor, it doesn't matter what they have on the iPads. It's what's in the official scorebook is what we have to go with. They say 9-3, it's 9-3.
And ball.
I think she had that antenna on or outside the antenna to make it 10-3.
Sophie Vogel will serve, as you see Mike Vogel, her dad, the co-head coach for Armstrong. Morgan Eukstead sending it over, now Fry. And too strong with that one was Deschler. Schneider coming back in. Tough ball to handle there. Rachel Eukstead shooting it deep, and Armstrong not a particularly clean handle there, but they'll get the point out of it.
Fry does a really nice job going up and getting that ball and bringing it back. Kind of sticky, but we're going to play, so point to Armstrong.
Daisy will serve here for the Falcons. And tipping it over the block there was Deschler. She was running out of room and couldn't do much else with that one, but again, sometimes just putting the ball in play in a good spot like that can win you a point.
Live to fight another day, and they do.
Nice dig there by Morgan Ukestad. And then Durant coming up for the block. Madela was there too. I think Durant got most of that one.
Yeah, she did. It was predetermined. She knew where she wanted to go. Durant releases early. That ball's a little inside. Oh, yeah. It's a well-formed block.
And Cooper unable to pass that ball, and Falcons go up by 10.
Coach spinning her serve receive, giving him a different look. I really like the way first-year coach is handling everything here.
And nice decision there as King tips around the block. Much needed point there for Cooper as they try and hold Armstrong's momentum in check a little bit here. Tice will serve. Durant pounding that one home. Some Armstrong fans declaring it to be over already here. Madela with an ace serve there for the Falcons.
A drop serve is tough to pass, and if it's coming straight at you like that, it's really hard to read the depth of it. Arms coming through fast, and then she dies at the end there. And that time she yo-yos her deep.
Fry attacking.
That's Fry's 5th or 6th attack, and the first one that I've been real excited to see what she was about there. She's had a couple where she's out of system and just chucking the ball back across. That's a really nice swing by the junior setter, taking the offense completely into her hands.
And that'll be an ace as King was unable to get out of the way of that one. Had it deflect off her.
Tough play there. 18-5. Armstrong looking to close out the sweep here.
Ballard will send it over. Oh, net violation though against Ballard, and it'll be another point for Armstrong, and it's 19-5. And another ace.
Madela with another one. She's really putting a run together here.
Oops. Got a little too excited on that one and drove it too long, so Cooper will get the side out and Ballard to serve as Olsen comes back into the Cooper lineup. Daisy will have to send a free ball over here. Oh, great dig by Madela. Here's Fry getting a swing, and we had a net violation against Cooper. So score another point for Armstrong. Her hit was long, but Cooper pretty clearly into the net. There you see it after the tip.
Great pickup, one-handed effort there. Madela sees it, runs it down, extends the rally. And there we see the net violation. Excited to block. Ball missed her hand, didn't slow her down.
Falcons scramble here. Vogel will roll it over. Now Ballard coming to the outside. King off the tape and good.
Nice swing from King there. She works hard in transition. We get to go back to the service line here and see if she can extend it. Great location again from Ballard. Big swing, beats the block.
And that one is too deep though from Faith King. Now Durant to serve with her team up 22-7. Oof, that one's a beauty, just over the net.
Great service game here, especially in sets 2 and 3 from Armstrong. They've really been ripping the cover off the ball.
And that one was good as well, down the line. And Armstrong trying to close it out. Like you said, that real slow start is kind of seems like a long time ago now. They've rolled pretty well here, especially in this third set. And too long with that
one. Getting a little bit of razzing from her teammates. That's the second game point serve she missed. She had 24 at the service line in set 2 and missed that one as well.
Morgan Ukstead to serve here, trying to keep things alive here for Cooper. Here's Fry to hammer it home and close it out for the Falcons as they roll to a 25-8 win in this third set. So they did not look particularly sharp in the first set. Cooper really pushed them and ended up being at 25-22, but then Armstrong kind of just seizing control more and more as the night went on. You could see that they were the team that was going to win this one.
Yeah, they out-athlete Cooper everywhere on the court. They out-ball controlled him, and once they shored up their errors from set 1, they just played a cleaner, faster game of volleyball. Cooper looked good. They do some really nice things. Good start for Armstrong. Cooper's got the pieces to do some damage this year, though.
We will come back and hear from the Falcons in just a moment. It's Armstrong over Cooper here on our season opener on CCX Sports.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps! Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
Welcome back here to Cooper. Armstrong beating Cooper tonight in the season opener in volleyball. And we're joined by the two captains for the Armstrong Falcons, starting with Rachel Ukstead. And obviously this one's a little special. Same school district, but also your sister on the other side of the net. How much fun is it to go with that?
It's pretty fun. Like, she's a solid player, and she's really competitive, so it's fun to play against her every year. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a living with the enemy kind of thing.
How much talk was there in your house about this match this week?
Actually a lot. So we had a lot of family come in and stuff, and my parents were like, we're just gonna wear neutral colors, like we're not siding with anyone. And my sister and I were just like, nah, we're just gonna go out and play volleyball.
Talk about this match here tonight. Obviously your team didn't start real well in that first set, but then you kind of rolled from there. You know, how did you feel overall about the way the Falcons played?
Well, at first, you know, it was a little rough, but I think once we got our heads in the right space and got our energy up, I think that we can do great things if we just keep pushing forward and playing at our level.
You've got a lot of players back from that team that made it to the section championship last year. You know, how much does that give this team confidence heading forward and you know, making into this year?
It does give our team a lot of confidence, but we make sure that we just don't get too over in our heads about it, but we're pretty confident that we can have a good offense, especially if we work on a good defense with the returners this year.
All right, congratulations on the win, and hopefully your little sister didn't mind it too much.
I don't think she did. I think she's just happy to play.
All right, thanks so much. And Sophie Vogel, your team Again, it seemed a little bit tense in that first set, but how did you guys kind of get through that and pull it out in these last two?
Well, we really focused on communicating with each other more and just trying to work out kinks, play cleaner, don't let so many balls drop between people, and that comes from communication too, just making sure that everyone knows what their role is and what ball they're going to take and what ball someone else is going to take.
Certainly looked like serving can be a weapon for this group this year. You know, how much fun was that to see like Riley getting up there and some of the others and just delivering really tough balls?
Especially in the third set where we just went on runs. It's so fun just to see everyone just so happy and light when the serves just go down every time. It's just a great feeling when your team is just doing well, especially serving.
How much fun was it tonight to have, kind of a nice atmosphere, quite a few people here, you're playing, a district rival, and is this a good way to get the season started, do you feel like?
Yeah, I thought this was a really good season opener for us. I didn't expect so many people from Armstrong to come, but I'm really glad that they did. They came out and they really represented us really well.
All right, Sophie, thanks for joining us. Have fun this season. Should be a good year for the Falcons.
All right, thank you.
All right, Sophie Vogel, one of the captains for Armstrong, along with Rachel Eukstead, as they get it done here tonight on the road against Cooper, their district rivals. Hawks played a really strong first set, and it looked like for a moment they might take that one. They ended up losing at 25-22, and then Armstrong a little bit easier time in the second, and especially the third set. So best of luck to both teams this season as we get into this 2019 campaign here on CCX Sports. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's match. For Andy Gugasberg and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox.
No matter who you're talking.
Good night from Cooper.